Okay, today we're going to do our video with variables on both sides. So what you're going to see with this video is that um, the main difference is now notice we have an x on both sides of our equation. Okay, we're still going to use the same rules that we did before, but we're just going to kind of add one new one uh, to be able to solve now that we have them on both sides. Uh, for example, some of the problems down here, the first thing we're always going to do is distribute or combine like terms, okay? Uh, but for this question, since there is no distribution or distributive property, excuse me, or combining like terms, we're going to proceed to our new rule, which is we're going to still split this into two equal sides, but we need to combine the variables on one side of the equation, okay? And so I tend to typically like to move them over to the left, but it really doesn't matter as long as you do it correctly. We now have a negative 4x. To get those negative 4x's over to here, we're going to have to add 4x's. Okay? So we're trying to combine these variables so that this cancels out. We're left with just a 21 over here. But on this side, you have 3x's and 4x's, which makes for 7x. Now we're left with a problem that we're used to solving. Now we need to isolate the variable, get it all by itself, which means we're not going to do anything with the x. We're going to get rid of the 7 by dividing, because it was currently multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. We'll divide both sides by 7, and you're left with x, and then 21 divided by 7 gives us 3. Okay? We can double check these answers. 3 times 3 would give us 9, and negative 4 times 3 would give us negative 12 plus 21. Negative 12 plus 21 is 9, so it does check out. Okay, let's look at our first example. Negative 7 times the quantity negative x minus 1 equals 2x minus 3. Okay? So the first thing we need to do, just like before, is the distributive property. We're going to take negative 7 times negative 1x and get positive 7x. Negative 7 times negative 1 and get positive 7. And then we're going to bring this side straight down. Now that we're left with these four, we notice that there's a variable on both sides. Because the variable is on both sides, we need to combine those variables before we do anything. We're not trying to isolate the variable, we're just trying to combine them so that the variable is only on one side. So I'm going to try to move this over by doing the opposite. I've got to get rid of this positive 2x. The way we get rid of a positive 2x is we take it away. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. Positive 2x minus 2x cancels. You're left with your negative 3 over here. 7x's minus 2x's gives us 5x's. Bring the plus 7 straight down. Now it's a two-step equation. We have two things. Now we can start to isolate the variable. We have two things that we need to get rid of. You have to get rid of the 7 and the 5. Get rid of the 7 by subtraction, because the opposite of addition is subtraction. And it's 5 times x, so we're going to get rid of that through division. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. Cancels. You're left with 5x equals negative 10. Because negative 3 minus 7 is negative 10. We're going to divide both sides by 5, and x is equal to negative 2. Let's look at our next example. Again, you can see we have the distributive property here. So we need to do that right off the bat. That's the first thing we do. 3 times negative 3 gives us negative 9r. 3 times 4 gives us 12. We have our plus 3r. And then we're going to bring this side down as well. Now we've got the r's are all consolidated on this side, but over here we have a combining like terms thing. we can get this and this to combine. So we have negative 9 plus 3 would give us negative 6r plus 12. Bring that down. And now we're to our 4 parts. We've got one here, one here, one here, and one here. Same thing like over here. So our main goal is to get this to move over. It's a negative 6r this time, so the way you get rid of negative 6 to get it to 0 is we're going to add 6r. Notice how I lined up the 6r with my 4 so that I can get a nice, neat 10r minus 38 equals 12, because these go away. Now it's a two-step equation. We've got to get rid of this 38 and the 10. We're going to get rid of the 38 by adding 38 to both sides. We always add or subtract first. We're left with 10r equals 40, because 12 plus 38 is 40. Now we divide by 10, divide by 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. Okay, I've got two more problems. I'm going to do this one with you, and then I want to see you try this one for homework tonight. See if you can get it on your own. Okay, the first thing that we need to see is that we have the distributive property over here. So I'm going to draw my line, and I need to distribute first. 4 times 6 gives me 24, plus 4 times 4 is 16k, 34 plus 6k. We're going to subtract 6k from both sides, because now we're at our 4 spots, and we need to get rid of this 6k. We need to combine it with the 16. Okay, so we're going to try to move it to the left. The opposite of a positive 6 is a negative, so we're going to subtract that. 6 minus 6 is 0, so it goes away. We're left with 34. 16 minus 6 gives us 10k, and then we have 24. Now we have a two-step equation. This 24, we need it to get rid of. We're going to do that by subtraction, because it's a positive. The 10 is being multiplied to the k, so the opposite of that is division. You always add or subtract first, so we're going to subtract 24 from both sides. 24 minus 24 cancels. You're left with 10k equals 34 minus 24 is 10. Now we're going to get rid of this 10k. We're going to divide both sides by 10, so k equals 1. So notice the new step today is going to be combining, whenever there's variables on both sides, combine them over to the left side first. We distributed, then or combine like terms first, then we moved one over to the other side, and after doing that, then we're left with a two-step equation, and we know how to solve that problem. So good luck. Try number 4. We'll go through that tomorrow in class and answer any questions.